At this point, overlooking the gorge, there's a placard that explains how the Forest Society acquired Lost River Gorge in 1912, and I want to tell you that story. In about 1910, the same time the Forest Society was occupied with the Weeks Act to protect the White Mountains, founder of the Forest Society and Governor Frank West Rawlins and his older brother E.W. Rawlins indicated a willingness to provide the Forest Society with funding for a worthwhile project. They agreed to give money for the building of the Rawlins Picnic Shelter and to finance improvements at Lost River so it could be visited by tourists if the Forest Society could acquire it. The Forest Society was working on acquiring 152 acres of land adjoining the gorge, provided that the timber owners would sell. The hitch is that the spruce timber, the softwood, was owned by G.L. Johnson of Monroe, New Hampshire, simultaneously classified as the smartest logger to ever set foot on Mount Moosilauke and also, quote, a shrewd old cuss. And he was characterized as so crooked he could hide behind a corkscrew. G.L. Johnson wanted to move his sawmill into the notch and cut the merchantable spruce. The timber, according to a contemporary account, was, quote, primeval and of great size and beauty, and stands upon a high bluff that overlooks the Lost River and forms part of the wall of Kinsman's Notch. The Forest Society attempted to negotiate a price with Johnson, but like others who had dealt with him, soon decided they needed more help. In 1910, the land itself was offered to the Forest Society by Publishers Paper Company, but the timber, the hardwood, the yellow birch, was owned by the E. Matson Logging Company of Pennsylvania, and their mill had burned down, so they offered to donate the timber. The only obstacle was that shrewd old cuss G.L. Johnson, who owned the virgin spruce timber, the primeval forest, and there was a logging railroad, the Gordon Pond Railroad, that came to within about a half-mile south of where the gorge is today. The Forest Society's forester, Philip Ayres, and the state forester, Edgar Hurst, negotiated a total purchase price of $7,000 for 152 acres, which is $46 an acre. The Forest Society had received a bequest from a Miss Dora Martin of Dover, New Hampshire. The White Mountain Hotel community kicked in $1,315, and then through private donations, they raised that princely sum of $7,000 or $46 an acre to buy the original 152 acres of the gorge in order to protect the timber and then develop it as a destination for White Mountain tourism.